Hey, welcome to Let the Light in TV. I'm Craig Christoffersen. Today we are finishing off our series of looking at Sony's 3 new lenses, and our last one here today that we're covering is the Sony E 10 to 20 millimeter f4 power zoom lens. They claim that this has excellent edge-to-edge sharpness at all focal lengths. That's something we're going to get into a little bit later, but they're saying they designed this for hybrid shooters, right? People who take photo and video, but even more, a little bit specifically, for vloggers. So can this lens stand up to the use of vloggers that they will put it through in those type of conditions? Let's find out. But first, here is our details in our features list. So first of all, it is the world's smallest ultra-wide APS-C zoom lens. 55 millimeters in length, 70 millimeters in diameter, and it is extremely lightweight, 178 grams it weighs. So it's small, it's compact, it's lightweight, which means in regards for vlogging, it's not something that's gonna get heavy throughout the day whenever you're carrying it around, or if you have it on a camera strap, it's not gonna be weighing you down. It's essentially pretty much only gonna be the weight of whatever camera body you're using. So it's wonderful to travel with. It's great to carry around all day whenever you are using it. Now this is a power zoom lens, but whenever it does zoom, it doesn't extend in length. And this is really a wonderful feature for gimbal users. So for example, I don't know if any of you would remember the old school gimbals like this. This is the glide cam. This was back in like 2013. That's a while ago. This is a glide cam. And what happens is, this is, kind of first Stone Age gimbal type thing. You put your camera and your lens up on the top here, but every time you switch out a lens, or if it was a zoom lens and you zoomed it, the balance would switch. And so you may have it balanced like this, and then you zoom your lens and it would go and it would tilt because of the weight being transferred. But that doesn't happen. That's not something that you have to worry about if you are using this on a gimbal, because whenever you extend or reduce your focal length, right, going from 20 millimeters to 10 or 10 to 20, the lens size doesn't change, which means your balance always stays the same, which means your gimbal doesn't have to do any corrections, which ultimately means you are creating smooth video. That's wonderful. The power zoom. This is a power zoom lens. So the power zoom is smooth, it is silent, it can be controlled at variable speeds, it can be controlled at multiple different points. There is the zoom ring on the actual lens. There is a zoom slider button on the side of the lens over kind of where your thumb would be. And so this can go up for tight, down for wide. It can also be controlled with a Bluetooth remote, as you see on the screen right now. This is something that you can purchase on Amazon. So there are many different opportunities to control the zoom on this lens. Now, in regards to kind of the push zoom button, it reminded me a lot of something that felt like kind of your old home video cameras. Remember when like home video was a thing? I don't know if parents still do that now, but I remember, getting that tape recorder, that video camera, and you'd go and watch your tapes and stuff. But I remember zooming in and out on those old video cameras, and that's exactly what it felt like. It was the exact same, where there was almost, at least in regards to the slide button, there was a little bit of a delay. And in regards to everything I was using it for, I can't say that it was detrimental to the video making process, but there is a little bit of a delay on that slide button for the zoom in it, and it kind of brought me back to that old school feel of those old home video cameras. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But that's kind of what it felt like, that slide button. In regards to focus, this does have a linear manual focus, just like the other 2 lenses, which means your focus pulls and changes are always repeatable. Now, this doesn't have a hard stop at the end, and so if you go, of course, outside the focus kind of window, I'll call it the focus window, then your focus pull is not going to be repeatable, and you may mess yourself up a little bit. But as long as you stay within the window of minimum focus distance to kind of the infinity point, then it will always be repeatable, and it's nothing you have to worry about. Linear focus does a great job at that. If you switch it over to autofocus, however, then it does, just like the other ones, have a dual linear focus motor, which is fast and accurate. And most of all, it's reliable. I'll talk about that a little bit later whenever we're looking at the footage, but it's reliable that no matter what condition you are in, it will pick up the face, it will pick up the eye, and it's quick, and it will track it throughout all conditions. Focus breathing wasn't a problem with this lens. It is built additionally with dust and moisture resistance. And finally, our final feature here is that the minimum focus distance is 4.7 inches, which is 0.12 meters, 12 centimeters. So not only can you get super wide, you can get super close with this lens. That is the end of our feature build detail list. Let's take a look at the footage and see how it performs. All right, so first of all, let's look at the zooming function of this lens. We're going in and out at variable speeds, right? It can start out slow and then increase in speed. Also, if we look at the structure of the video, right, because this is a wide angle lens, and so if we look at the lines in the ceiling, we're not seeing any kind of warping going on. Our lines are staying straight, which is really nice to see, right? The tree to the right of our screen right now, it's straight. The lines are straight, and so it's keeping good structure. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to show you too much more footage right now, which, you know, you can complain about saying we need more footage, we want to see more footage. Absolutely, I agree with you. But because this is a vlogging-centric lens, what I did is I took it out on the golf course with me, and I played 18 holes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you about 3 holes with the 10 to 20 millimeter power zoom, and then I'm going to show you in comparison 3 holes with the 15 millimeter Sony lens, just so you have a comparison to look at. And I'm going to show you those holes, and so all our bonus footage is going to be after our conclusion. So first of all, let's wrap it up. So there you have it. That is what this lens looks like in regards to video. If you want to know a little bit more about photo, then you can go and check out Dustin Abbott's channel. But let's wrap this up. Let's put a conclusion on this. Would I recommend this lens? How do I rate it? Well, you know, looking at that feature list and looking at how it performs, I rate it very well. The autofocus is wonderful, so especially in regards to vlogging, it's always going to pick up your face. It's always going to track it very quickly. And so I think for me, the only thing that kind of detracts me from this lens is this. f4, the aperture of f4. I really like a wide open aperture, you know, where you can get down to 1.5. So for me, the only con that this has is that it doesn't have a wider aperture. I think for that reason alone, I tend to prefer a little bit the 15 millimeter lens out of these 3 different Sony lenses. I prefer the 15 millimeter just because I love to get that wide open look. I love blurring out the background. I like that depth of field, all right? So that's just my personal preference. However, it all kind of depends on what you value, because you, for example, may value instead having that range. And so, you know, if it was me 4 years ago, I would like the 10 to 20 better because it gives me flexibility. It gives me different focal lengths. Whereas now I just tend to value, you know, open aperture a little bit better. So what do you value? I can't answer that question for you, but I do hope that I was able to kind of direct you and help you feel out the strengths and weaknesses of this lens. This lens, it doesn't really have a whole lot of it. It's wonderful for architecture. It's wonderful for vlogging. It's light, it's compact, and it's reliable, which is something I really ultimately highly value the most. It's reliable. All 3 of these lenses I like going out and having confidence in the gear that I'm using, and this really does allow me to have that confidence. All right, if you want to buy the lens, the links are down below. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, and remember to let the light in.
Oh, that's a lot. No, it's not.
Still taking off. Yeah.
That might be worse, actually.
Gusto, baby. Gusto. $300 yards out. Just want to get a nice clearance and get in striking range. Tough lie here. Tough lie. One more. All right, let's do it. Not clean, but there's distance. This is Sam. He's trying to break 90. It's a race between both of us.
Yeah, whatever. We're out of here.
That's bad news, Sam.
Oh, goodness.
Is there a bunker? Yeah, there is a bunker in front.
On the right, yeah.
So if anything, stay left. Okay. So 200 out, 3 iron. Lucky practice shot. All right. Well, getting it there. To save, bogey golf. Oh, that's missed. That's missed bad.
Are you chipping or putting, Dad?
For the double. Clean it up.
No, I gotta make my double. It's tight.
So, you want to get to the top of the hill, really. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I didn't see it bounce, so. As you can very well see, we didn't make it over the hill. And so this is a completely blind shot. I mean, I know sort of where I need to aim. Water on the left, danger on the right. So I need to get it in a good place, which is a very difficult ask. We also need some distance. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Well, turns out I'm gonna look a little stupid because I lost my ball. How? So I gotta not baby it. That's number one. Number two, don't put it off. Don't be a baby.
Babied it. Babied it.
Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Curl, 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 curl. Too much.
Good putt, though. You asked for a curl.
I need mega redemption. It's time for a hee-haw. Really good drive there. 100 yards out. 9 iron. Let's get it on. All right, come on, first part of the day.
Let's do it.
Let's clean it up. Oh, mama. All right. All right.
10 to 12 inches. 25 to 30 centimeters for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ranked it with the D-stick. What is the D-stick? Oh,
I've never heard of that.
I thought it was something to do with Dustin, and I was like, no, the D-stick is what the driver's called. I taller than me.
No, that's not it.
Oh, Craig did with the D stick.
Hey, that's a laser too. That's the laser I wanted. So 55 on the back 9. Sam, you got?
58.
So redo expectations under 100. 150 out, and it's wet, so that's gonna take some off. Plus I suck, so that's gonna take some off. All right, just don't get in the bunker, really. Oh, baby.
That's good. That's good.
Ah! No, the bounce back, yes!
Good.
Hello. Likely have
You go first. You go.
some left to right.
Yeah.
Likely.
Like.
First birdie of the day?
Oh, okay.
First birdie?
Probably a birdie here. You'll probably 3-putt it and end up with a bogey.
Subscribe right now if I hit this birdie. Donate $20 to...
Why aren't you recording it? Oh, never mind.
Oh, I am.
You are.
Oh, soft. Oh, but not bad. All right, we'll par it. Oh, shortcut.
Sounds a little too solid.
That's the one. Ah, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get a piece of paper out. Address it to North Korea because Kim Jong-un is wondering where his nukes went. So just write him, write my boy Kim Jong-un and tell him I hit it. I hit his nukes. This is where it ended up. 100 yards. We're going with the pitching wedge. We're going with the pitching wedge.
Oh, that's nice.
Is that on?
It's on.
Subscribe right now. This is indeed my birdie putt. You know, folks, I had a lot of people write into the YouTube channel and say, how do you achieve greatness? I tell them, shoot a 10 on a par 4 and you'll be so disgusted with yourself that you will be motivated enough to not suck so much. Birdie.
Shot for par, though.
Yes. There it is. Last hole.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
Oh, that's nice. Oh,
See?
That's
See?
that's nice.
That was a.
In the rough to the left, but good distance. Whoa.